Okay, folks, so let's get started. As you guys can be seeing on your screen that today's session is all about how we can build our resume, right? And there might be a term you are seeing on the title of the today's session is crafting an ATS friendly resume. So ATS is also a kind of important tool which is coming into the picture, and we have to make sure that our resume that we are making is quite friendly. ATS friendly, right? So we'll go through it one by one. First of all, we'll think about that what are the different types of resume, what are the things, what types of resume, and what is ATS. We'll go one by one. So how I will go about the session is, we will have some. I've created a bit of presentation for everyone. So we will going around it, and apart from that, I have some sample resumes also for experienced persons, for freshers, also for mid-level experienced person. So I will share those, and I will share some of the websites where you can test your basically ETS score and all those things. So this is how we have planned the session. And last half an hour, I'll try to keep it for everyone for the questionnaires. Okay. So this is how we'll go about. So let's start the session. So basically, just 1 minute. Okay, so what is the agenda for this is basically we will be going about that first of all, what is resume building, right? And ATS, what is ATS? And we will be also going through that how we can optimize our ATS score. And in a resume, what can be the content that we have to put out? I will be explaining for mid-year, fresher, and experience level for both, right? Content and the layout strategies. And basically, apart from that, I will be also sharing some of the tips which you can, if you can incorporate in your resume, that will give you some edge, right? So this is how we will plan this. And at the last end of this session, I will just share you some of the website links, some of the sample resumes, some of the templates also, which you can use to build your resume. Okay. So first of all, we thought of resume. So important thing is that what should our resume should look like and what is the purpose of it, right? That is a very important. I see that a lot of things people put so many things inside the resume, right? So, but let's see that what is our purpose. So, if you see, first of all, first more important and main goal is that it can help the candidate to secure the interview, right? Interview call. By how? By seeing its skill and experiences. So these are the two important words, skills and the experience, right? So skills and the experience are the two important things which we have to consider, right? And second thing is your resume also summarizes your qualifications, right? What you have done means what have you studied, where you all those companies where you have worked for, right? And it also basically make your case in front of the company whether you actually fit for the role or not, right? So these are the three purpose of the resume, nothing else, right? If you just summarize it, this is the three purpose. Now, basically, there are different types of resume you might see, right? So some of these are chronological resume, some are functional resume, and some are combination resume. So what are this? So chronological resume, if you see here, where we in the resume, if you see, we are emphasizing on the work we have done. So this is for the basically you can say uh, work history, right? For what are the works you have work on, for example, which is your list. Let's suppose you have worked for 5 companies, right? So which is your latest one will be at the top, and then it is below the previous company and so on, right? So basically you are listing your jobs in reverse order with the recent experience, means that which one is your recent experience will come at the top, and then you can say others experience will come on. So those kind of resume will we call it termed it as a, you can say, chronological resumes. And the functional resume, basically, functional resume, you can assume that you are prioritizing your experience rather than your employment histories. For example, you have worked for 8 companies, right? But out of 8 companies, you can say in the 4 companies you have done something very great, right? Which you can think that that can make some differences in getting you a new job. So you don't want it to mention or emphasize on more on the work which you have done on the those 4 companies. You just wanted to emphasize more on the work which you have done on the recent companies, which because you think that this will actually make an edge for it. Right. So, so on those things, we can say that these are the functional resume. But there are some criterias where we need both the things. Means we have to make sure that basically we have to go we will have a combination of basically functional resume and the chronological resume also. Okay, so I'll give you answer to the Hardik to your question. I'll come to you that for 9-year experience or what are the suitable, right? So first of all, understand the types of the resumes first. Okay, so now let's move on. So if you see what are the essential sections, this is very important in your resume. Important thing is that your contact information, which is including your phone number, email, LinkedIn profile, right? All those things which you think any candidate or any company need you to reach to you. Okay, so these are the very important thing which your resume should always have. Okay. Professional summary, I would say this, you can say it as an optional. I seen in the most of the resume people used to put it, but I never recommend, I'm not actually recommend the person, but still if you wanted to put it out, so it should be a one-liner, which actually summarizes with what you actually wanted to highlight for the person who are looking at your resume, because professional summary always come at the top just before the contact information. So this is the first section. So this has to be, if you have something very unique, then you can put it up, right? Else, if you don't have, so I advise everyone, maybe you can skip it up. Okay. So now, so I'm saying, is there any reason why we don't like to put professional summary? So see, professional summary is, you can say, some kind of paragraph kind of thing, is that you have 7 years of experience with this Java and all those things, right? So ultimately, whatever you wanted to communicate can also be communicate in your experience, work history also, and your skills also, whatever the skills, tech skills. So there is, I don't see there is any point in mentioning it. But yes, if you have done anything very commendable, right? For example, if I feel, let's suppose you have worked for ISRO, or you have worked for any nuclear project or something which is very demanding, right? And you want that first emphasis should be coming right away, right? So that kind of very unique thing, right? You got some Paramveer Chakra or something. I'm just thinking of, so this kind of very unique situation you have, you can just put it up, right? Let's suppose you have cracked the science Olympiad, or you have scored some very first rank or something in something, coach chef or something, right? So you can put those things, right? Putting the passions and all those things that you can always communicate it in your, when interviews is asking you something about your experience also, right? You should keep something to explain it at the time of interview. Okay, so that is the thing. Second thing, this third, skills are very, very important, right? So whatever the skills you think that you possess, you have to categorize those skills in some segments, and you have to make sure that you're putting all those things. For example, let's suppose you have worked on Python, Java, these are the languages. So make the section for the language and put all the basically skills there. Okay. Similarly, if you work for any of the, you can say, Git repositories, right? Put it there. You have worked for any AI related skills, prompt engineering or something, put it as there. Right? This is how you have to put all the things in the skills, right? Then comes to your work experience, right? What are the companies you have worked for, with the duration from when to when you have worked, and what is your software title, means what was your title in the company, right? And what you have worked in that. So these are the things which will coming into the work experience and education, right? For which where you have passed out. So no need to put the 12th, class 10th percentage and all those things. That is not required. You are experienced, only the post graduation and the graduations are required, right? So this has to be very, very clear. Don't put the class 12th and class 10th, right? So that is not required. But yes, if you have done top in the at your state level or college level or somehow you got recognized, then you can definitely put it on, right? So in nutshell, what I'm trying to say, you have to make sure you have to sell yourself to the company. So you have to put always the positive things to the interviewer, right? So this is what the crux of this slide. Okay, so moving around, the next thing is there is very buzzword is ATS. What is ATS? So see, folks, what is happening around right now? You see that for the big companies, if we talk about Microsoft, right, for example. So you see Microsoft post any openings on the LinkedIn or any on its work profile, something, right? As soon as company post, people started applying like a nothing, right? They started putting everyone, the college student, even experienced one, everyone do it, right? So I have a means I also worked in Microsoft, right? So I got to have one conversation with one of the HR. So he says that we post some job and within an hour we get around 2000s of application. So this is the demand, right? So you see, you think about it, that opening is come to one HR, right? He is responsible for sending the mails and coordinating the things. So do you think that HR will take the pain to read out all the resume for all the 2000 people, uh, uh, persons who have applied on the job, right? So what I'm trying to say is, right now what happening here is, whenever some big companies post the job, there is a thousands of people applies instantly, right? Now opening is with one of the HR, right? So it is very important that how we can make sure that out of these 2000 entries which HR has got, our resume will get a chance, have a good chance to get at least read by the HR. So for those things, these companies, what they do, before HR actually read those things, they use the system called ATS, that is called Application Tracker System. So what does this ATS do? So in your resume, it will search for the keywords, right? For example, the job is of product management, for example. So it is search for the keyword that in the job description, something is project management word is there, how many times that is appearing, or whatever the job descriptions which was written, right? How many keywords are matching with the uh, basically application resume, right? So those are the keywords which was basically matching. It will select it out, and out of that, it will just filter those resume and give it to the HR. Then HR started doing it again, going through the resume manually. Okay, so so important thing is that first, what is ATS is doing, first level of filtering is actually you can say one automated system is doing for you guys, right? HR will get the resume which is filtered by this system. Most of the time, people say that, yeah, Ravi, I'm applying so many jobs, but I'm not getting calls. So reason being is that there is something wrong in your resume. Your resume is actually lacking with some of the keywords for that job profile. For every job profile, you are putting same resume. You are not thinking about the job description, that what are that job description looking for, right? And the keywords which that job is looking for is there in your resume, right? So there is a very so if your resume is having lesser keywords related to the job description, there's a lesser chances that your resume will get shortlisted, right? Now, what this system does, right? So basically, it says that whenever this system's resume is uploaded to the ATS system, it will generate some score. That what is the score of this basically? So based on the score, your resume get highlighted to the HR. Then HR read it through, and then again, next level of filtering is HR also have 7 minutes to 10 minutes for 7 to 10 seconds, sorry, not minutes, 7 to 10 seconds to actually go through your resume. Now think about it as a normal human being. Do you really think within 7 to 10 minutes, whatever you have written after 3 to 4 hours of your work in creating a resume, will that person actually go through each and line of your resume? No, right? Uh, this is not possible for the human being, at least. So very important thing here is that your resume should also have the keywords, and it should be very clean, so that person can get the insight about your resume by looking at the some of the key sections only within 5 to 7 seconds. Okay, this is the potential resume that I'm looking for. Okay. Now you might be saying that whatever the rejection mail we get uh, is without even getting sorted, is based on the ATS. Yes, you can say that. Many people do that, right? Because you not get shortlisted or something. So they will send the email. So this can be the automated process. Okay. The next thing is candidate ranking. Also, basically, whatever the qualifications you have put on, let's suppose, for example, I'll take you if company is hiring for the fresher and they have put out that I will only hire the person students who's having 90% in maths or computer science something. So based on this resume, ATS system will also give only those resume to the HR, okay, which is actually qualifying for 90% above marks. Okay, so these all the things means candidate ranking, scanning, or basically big filtering on the basis of keywords is actually done by the ATS system, right? So have you everyone got it? What is an ATS? Is there any questions around it? Okay, so I'm seeing that everyone is fine with this. Let's move forward quickly, right? Now, first of all, importance for ATS for modern recruitment, right? So this is what I was talking about. Because rule of ATS is that it makes sure that candidate is getting the response from the company also, right? You are applying you are applying for the job, and if company is not basically uh, replying you, so you will get discouraged, right? So these all things, so make sure company make sure that they are sending some communication mail. So this all will be done by the ATS. And high value of recruitment, so I talk about big companies, they get large number of applications, so for those things ATS is required. And resume optimization, right? So basically it makes sure that the best candidate who is for that job will get the chance to get applied, right? So this is what the role of ATS, right? So I think everyone will be clear about it. Okay. So right now, so these are the ATS platform which is used by the companies, Workday, Greenhouse, ICMs, right? But you should not be bothered about it because you can't use this. These are the paid one. But yes, there might be basically the questions are how will I test that what is the ATS score for my basically resume. So you don't need to worry about it. There is a lot of free portal. I will share you with this in this session only. So you can just upload your resume over there and it will give you what is your ATS score. So the chances resume is getting shortlisted will be the resume who is having ATS score of 90% plus, right? 100% is perfect. At least you should have the ATS score of 90%. So that is how you have to make sure that your resume is following those guidelines. Okay. So I'll share those things. Okay. So this is the slide about it. Now, basically, how we can make the good ATS score, right? That is very important. And then we will move to the resume thing. So first of all, we have to make sure that all the relevant keywords which is mentioned in the job description, right? Let's suppose you are applying for one company, Amazon, right? Just you always get the job description. So think about it. What are the job description keywords? You will get it all. So if you are not able to get it, you can put copy paste that job description and in the chat GPT, and ask that what are the keywords for this job. So it will chat GPT will directly give you the keywords. See those keywords are there in your resume or not. If it is there, then there's a good chance. If it is not there, sorry, you will not get called because it is automatic filtering which is done by the ATS. Okay. The next thing is alignment for the job. Basically, it also makes sure that you are aligned for the job or not, right? So with your resume, this is what it do. And an important thing is that using relevant keyword can improve your ATS score, right? So ATS score is calculated with any job or something, right? So if relevant keywords you are using it for that job description, your ATS score will be more towards 100. Okay. So an important thing, right? Very, very important thing. I have nowadays I'm seeing that people are creating the resume from the Canva, putting their photos and making it very fancy looking thing like a presentation thing. So ATS actually sometimes get confused with those kind of formatting, to be very frank, right? ATS will get confused about it, and you should be having very, very simple resume. If you look at Harvard, and you heard everyone heard about the Harvard University, right? So if you just go through the Harvard University resume guidelines, you just find out this is if everyone can search it, right on their Google right now. If you just write Harvard University resume guidelines, you will see there is a one page link will be opened, and in that resume, very simple resume is given, right? So Harvard is the one world's first, you can say, best university, right? So that university says that your resume should be simple enough in the formatting, right? Avoid graphics, make your basically use the fonts, very simple fonts like Arial, Times Roman. That is where you will get a good ATS score. Is that clear to everyone? Any confusion till this point of time? Right? So right now, if you see, you might be seeing that, sir, you are going for very theoretical things. See, I could have just directly presented you the resume, right? But ultimately, what you are going to look at there in the resume, ultimately, I'm just giving you some kind of background so that when I present you the sample template, so you can relate with it. Okay, sir, this is what you have told, and this is what we are seeing the template. Okay, so that's what I'm just going through the theoretical part right now for you guys. Okay, so important thing is that we have to, what does graphic do? So excessive graphic can confuse the ATS and prevent your resume from being passed correctly, right? So ultimately what it says, basically, it is an automated system, right? So too many graphics you put in the document. So ultimately it is a parsing algorithm, right? So it might not parse it. There is some exception comes, your resume may not get basically uh, read properly, right? So this is very important. So unusual font use not used, right? Make sure you are using the standard fonts. Why? Because if you think many people create a resume from the Canva, and some of the fonts which is only specific to the Canva, right? Other basically platform doesn't recognize it, right? If you open the same thing in the Google Sheet or even open in the Microsoft Word, that platform is not recognizing it. So make sure that this kind of blunder is not happening. If someone you have to create the resume in that platform, that whatever the platform that file is open, that font is common to that, right? So that is very important. Okay, so this is for this one. Now let's move to the next things. So what should be the content and the strategy here? Basically, this is very important that in your summary, you should have the overview of your qualification and helping the recruiter quickly access your fit your role, right? So basically means what you have done. You have done BTech or what is your current how many years of experience, something that should be clearly communicated. So that is how a person can be say that, okay, this is good fit, and make sure your objective is actually clearly aligned and your career goals is actually aligning with the job profile you are applying for. Okay, so now before we move to the other part of this presentation, what we will do, we will go through some of the resumes for the experienced people and fresher people. Okay, so these are the, I've got some of this template from the Google, right? And I found that these are the good one. So if you see, this is a sample resume. I hope everyone can see it, right? I just changed the screen. Is visible to everyone? Sample resume, just I share them. Okay. So if you see in this one, this is quite simple enough, right? So if you see, basically you have to put your first and last name, and basically your technical skills comes with the technical skills. Now I have what this template is saying. It has divided the skills into languages and databases and visualization tools, Tableau, and other skills, right? This is how you're. And then it's come for projects, that what are the projects that you have worked for. And very important thing that you are mentioning, the duration from when you have joined that company and where you are right now working in, right? So you see that here, that is also mentioned, means your duration and your current location of, right? And what's your role in that, right? It might be possible that in a certain company, first you were working as an intern, then you got promoted to software engineer, then senior software engineer, then principal. So make sure that whatever the project you have worked for, at what role you have worked for, right? That is very important. And whatever the things which is mentioning here, right? So never, I have seen most of the people, what the basic mistake they do, let's suppose they talk about the project and they are detailing about the project. Okay, so this my project will do this, and they have a one liner that, okay, and I have done this. No, that is not the resume. You are not selling your project. You are selling yourself, right? So you should be very, I think you should be very cautious that you are putting the contribution you have done there, right? In that project. That is very important. So if you see what it say and strategize and analyze the market trend for this. So here it is quantifying it. Over 25, 50 diverse brand, I have strategized and quantified those things, right? So this is the actually contribution done by that person. So it is properly highlighted. Secondly, conducted in-depth analysis and something. So this person has done it. So if you see here, there was nothing mentioned here that what that project is doing, what that company is doing, right? So that is very important you are doing it here. Okay. Next thing is, if you see next company, if you talk about, this is how all everything is, make sure that you are putting everything in the bullet points and emphasizing on the outcomes, impact you have made. Impact is very important and you are highlighting those impact. Okay. Everyone is getting any confusion in this part, folks? Now you might be saying, sir, what is a keyword here? Okay, what is a buzzword? What is a keyword, right? So think about that. This is a resume for the analyst. Okay. So if you see, okay, these are the, first of all, these are whatever the languages you have code, data analysis, customer acquisition and everything. These are the first of the keywords. And you see the strategize, you what, it might be also like the, what you, in job description, right? If it is that data analyst role, it will clearly mention that how you are strategizing the thing, any experiences, any revenue increase. So these are the actually keywords, right? Which that ATS will be looking for. Are you getting my point, folks? Any confusion till this point of time? Okay. So this is very important. After that, once you mention all these companies, things and all, then you can mention any awards and achievement you have got, right, in your career. There you can mention out there any certification you have done, and then at the last, right? So as I mentioned, right, it is very important. You are just mentioning your which university you have done and what degree you have hold right now, right? You don't need to mention until unless, let's suppose you have gone 99%, for example, in your college, then that worth mentioning it. Above 90% worth mentioning it. But if you have 69%, 66%, avoid mentioning those things. Okay. Because the goal here is very important. Goal is we have to make sure that we are always conveying only the positive things in the interview. And I'm not saying you are going to lie. You are not going to lie anything. You have to make sure that you are, first of all, in the first impression, you are conveying the positive things. And when someone asks you, then you can tell the truth, right? You have the story ready. You can tell the things. Okay. Is that clear? So I'm getting some questions from the chat. Let's take it, some questions, and then we'll move forward. So one question is from Hardik. How the project experience in both in one section? Okay, so this is a sample thing. See, projects, if you see, these are the companies, right? So see, let's suppose you have worked for 7 companies, right? And every company have done multiple projects. So try, going, are you going to write for every projects? Do you think that will much make do something better for you? Right? No. Ultimately, I'll tell you one thing. If you are a less than 5 years of experience, right? If you are having less than 5 years of experience, you should have only one pager of resume. If you have more than 5 years of experience, then you can go for 2 page only if you have done some projects which is the highlight of your career, right? Only just you was a part of that project, you have contributed there, you are going to write it. It might not be beneficial for you, right? Very important thing to understand in the resume is, I'm telling you one thing again and again, that you are going to sell yourself. So you have to just put the best thing out of it. Just go for, if when you just go for buying any car, right? So every car has some positive and negatives, right? But the salesman also always focus on the positives, right? And it will keep on saying the positive things in front of you, and you end up buying that car, right? All the negative things, you have to do the investigation by yourself, right or wrong? Is that correct? Is salesman and any salesman sell that these are the negative point for this car? No. You have to do your R&D when you're going to buy a car. Similarly, it's very important. You are also making sure you are putting the positive things. Now you are saying, sir, I have done multiple projects, so what I will do? So think about it. In that company, write that project where you think you have contributed a most, right? And you can also club the things from previous project in that points, club those points, right? If you see this person has very smartly what it has done, it has mentioned only the company name, and from the different projects, right? Different projects, what it has done, highlighted what all the contribution it has done. If I take my example, right? I was with Paytm. I have worked for Paytm passbook, right? If you see whatever the passbook of the transaction, right? Balance history. So that this feature was designed, right? First class, I have written this class for Paytm in this when I was there, right? So this was the first thing. And I've also worked for Paytm Banks, right? And I've also worked for Paytm message delivery thing. So these are the projects that I've worked for different teams, right? But ultimately, when I present my resume, I make sure I am just putting everything inside the Paytm umbrella, Paytm gateway payment system. And in the Paytm payment system, I have contributed these things. So just like you can put everything there, why you have to break it like a projects? Does that answer your question, Hardik? Okay. So, okay. So now the one thing I'm getting one question from Sam also. Here we are highlighting the contribution which told our keywords, but do GD mention the contributions? Job descriptions mention the contributions. See, job descriptions always give you the insight that what the role you are going to hire, right? What you are supposed to do. So 8 years it do what you have done previously, and what is the job description, what are the things that is matching. This is what the ATS do. And how ATS do, it matches by the keywords, right? So if you have the work done in product management, or you can say program management, and that is also you are highlighting over there, right? So that is will give you an edge. For example, there's a job for manager, right? Now in your resume you don't have any experience for leading the team, right? So that will not help. Ultimately, if you have a manager experience, you can say that I have led the team for 4 5 person, and I have delivered these things and all those things. So those things will be read by the ATS is also now AI powered or something, so he will get to know that this is what you are talking about, and it will give those things. Okay. Okay, so one question is from Somik. So it is not necessary to put all projects in the resume, rather than we put only project important ones. Yes, definitely. So I talk you right. So in Microsoft, if I take example for the Microsoft, I work for SharePoint team, I work for Stream team, I work for PowerPoint team, right? And even 2 3 teams I've also worked for, work Android apps and all things. But when I will make my resume, I'll make sure I will just put the projects where I have done significantly good work, I think. And I'm very much confident if someone asks something from me on these things, I'm going to nail it, right? So you can just write those things, right? Similarly, if I talk about when I got hired for Microsoft, right? So at that time, at the in the manager round, person asked me, "Can you tell me the projects where you think you have done your best work, and that project has taken some best out of you?" Right? So this was a question. So I told yes, I have in Paytm I've done for the message delivery thing, because I'll give you the answer for that. So I just um, reply this in the with the star methodology: situation, task, right? And what was the action and what was the impact. So this is a star thing: situation, task, action, and impact. So what I've told them, that situation was when project was given to me, 100 out of 96 times messages were delivering. 4 times people are not getting the message for their transaction. So back in 2099, uh, everyone was relying on the SMSs, right? That okay, if I got the message, it means my money is deducted. So 4 people out of 100, 96% was a success rate for the Paytm at that time. So 4 out of 100 people was dissatisfied. But as per the RBI guidelines at that time, it was that the 100 people, at least 99 people should get, 100 out of 99 people should get the SMS. So Paytm was lagging behind in that, right? And if Paytm should not follow that, so that will be banned. So that this is how RBI banned things. So I've taken that project. So this was situation, and what I have done, I have just gone through all those. What are the drawbacks of this? I've created system design, get it approved, right, and we deployed it. So I've just answered very detailed, right, because that is not relevant. I'm not going in that detail. So this is how you have to answer, right? So if you see, you can just mention the projects which you think you have done something significant contribution for that company, and that is in your career also put something. Okay, so this is the in nutshell you have to make sure. I hope this is answer to the query for Somik, Hardik. Everyone got this answer? Sam, any other question? I'm not getting more questions here, so I'm just moving around. Is that clear? Any other things? Okay, so this is one of the format, right? So now one more format we have is, so I also got this from the Google. So although formatting is not good for this, right? But ultimately, this is the content, right? So basically, uh, for example, if you are preparing for the fresher, it's don't need to present in the table. I'm not saying about the table. I'm just talking about the content here, that you can just put, if you are a fresher only, right? This is for the fresher. Then you have to put your undergraduate marks, 12th marks and 10th marks if you are a fresher, not for the experience, right? And then your experience, what are the projects you have done, any internship you have done, right? Any co-curricular activity you have done in the colleges, right? Any extracurricular activities you have done it, right? Anything you have done it for the society, your responsibilities, positions. For example, you are the placement in charge or something. You can put those things, right? You have coordinated something in the college, so you have to put all those things. So this is actually the format you can say for the fresher, right? Where you can provide this curricular and all those things. If you compare with the experienced person don't have this co-curricular activities also. There is no room for that experienced person, right? Person will be only judged by its work in the last company, right? So it's very important. So this is the clear description in that. Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll share all those things in the group, in this chat only. You can download it. Okay. Because people are joining from multiple groups, so I will not be able to solve it. Okay. So this is one more example. So this is one of the format. So for this resume, ATS score is 100, right? So just for the, I'll upload this website also and I'll check it. But for this resume, ATS score is 100. Right. So for this, if you see, very simple formatting. There is no bigger formatting. Arial font and simple Times and Roman font is used. And this is for the fresher. So you see that phone number, email ID, right, and portfolio. So, right, for the fresher, it is recommended, right, those who are fresher, that whatever the projects you are doing in your college, you have to make sure that you are putting all those things in the GitHub, right? Very, very important, right? Because, and you are putting the links of those GitHub profiles over there. Okay. So this you have to make sure, and you have to put the LinkedIn profile links here. And if you are basically wanted to put some profile thing, because see, this is just for the fill up, because fresher has very less thing to showcase. So yes, they can put something here, basically in the profile section, right? Any certification you, so this is your profile summary. And then for education, for fresher, education will be at the top, right? If you see, for the experience, education was at the last. So this is a difference. And here you see you are mentioning all those things. And these are just a fillers, right? Means, let's suppose you can just tell me, you can choose not to write it, but if you wanted to make sure resume which more appealing, you see that you are the topper in class for back to back 4 years something. So this is a achievement for you, so you can put it there, right? And you have done some basically some good work in your subject. So those things, any machine learning thing project you have done, so at least bit of thing you can put it here. Right, and this also mentioned skills will always be common in both the things, and it is categorization of skills is also very important. Apart from that, any of the companies you have done for the internship, and here if you see project link is very important, and when you started that project and when you have ended, so that is also important. Okay, and how you solved it, make sure that you are putting in the bullet lines, right? So this is very important. And some achievements, basically any community work and any award you got. So this is you can put, but make sure your uh, resume is around basically one pager only. Okay. Any confusion till this point of time? Okay. So now let's do the fun thing here before we move out. So so I can show you some of the portal where you can instantly build your resume. Just give me a moment. Okay, I think so. Hmm. Okay, so let's go here. So there is one platform. Everyone can open one platform, overleaf.com. Just search on the Google and open one platform, overleaf.com, right? And basically what you can do, just sign up with some Google and all there in that platform. Okay. And then after that, there will be option for basically create a project. So create a project and name it some resume something. So I have just made it just for the purpose of this thing. So I've just made this thing. So now once you have this thing ready, what you need to do, I'm just pasting one file for you guys. So there is a link. So this I got from Google. This is not mine. So I found very interesting. So I thought let's share for everyone. So I've shared one link in the chat. Okay. So open that link, right? So there will be one formatting thing. You can say some programmatical thing is there. Just copy this full part here, right? Full part here. And then you can go to this portal and paste it in this code editor quickly. And when you just compile it, you see the sample resume automatically got created, right? Now what you can do here is you can just what you can do, you can just modify here and things will start in. So for example, for address, for example, if I say it is Bangalore, India, right? For example, I write it down. So you see right now it is Bihar, India, right? So now I'm saying uh, Bangalore and then Karnataka, for example, uh, right? So let's suppose if I recompile it, you see that things is actually reflected here, right? So if you wanted to put those things, so this is I'm just giving the shortcut, right? So you can just put everything here and resume will get automatically built. And the score of this thing is also 100%, right? 100 ATS for this. And once you've done it, you can download it, this one. So this will automatically get downloaded as a PDF, right? So there are some trials for it. So make sure that in one editing, you are everything you are making sure that you are doing in one go, right? So you don't need to edit it again. But yeah, this is how you can do it. So everyone got this part? Any confusion in this? This is a good, I found that this is a good platform. You can use it if you don't want it to build it by yourself. I'm not sure about the number of trials per day because I have tried it today only because when I was just preparing for this today's session. So I found that this is a good thing. So I thought let's share in the session for you guys as well. Okay. So Pallavi saying which template is this which I have tried BD from the link. So this template actually I have got this template basically from some one of the source in the Google and I just pasted this thing, right? So this is there. So if you have some good template, you can put it here. Okay. So you need to put the code here, Shantanu. Put the basically I just sended the link in the chat. You just copy that thing and paste it here and just recompile it and you see that everything you found the words right in English bad. So you can just quickly modify as per your qualification and something and recompile it. It will automatically format everything on the basis of requirement. Okay. Shantanu, you got that part? I Okay, so you are saying how you can come to on this page. Okay, so let me use another browser then because this browser is somehow having the cache saved. Okay, so yeah, so this is overlay.com. So basically, I just log in, right? So basically, I have one account over here with this. Basically, you have to sign in here. I have to sign in with some different account because see, I have created different profiles in different browsers, so that's how that is not showing up. Uh, Basically, it's not anything fancy out there. It's simple a login process here, right? Uh, Let me show you. So if I go back here, right? So once you log in, right? So this page will get open. You need to click on the new project, right? You click on the new project, for example, blank project or something. So I'm saying that test project. I just created a test project like this. So this project is actually created and I landed on this page and then I pasted the code from which I copied. Right? Initially it was this and when I paste this link, that was it. I hope that answers your question, Shantanu. Okay. So this template is for fresher, I think. Can we have a template for experience? You can Google it. You will definitely find out. I was able to get it for basically uh, this, but still, right? If you go through, because ultimately main work is this template is done. So what do you have to do? Only thing is that you have to, these are the commands, right? You can put it as per the requirement. What I have shared you the X for the experience one and you can make it right? So this is for that. And even you can also make sure you can also get it written by the chat GPT, put it on the chat GPT and it will generate it for you. Okay. For the 5 year of experience, it will modify it. You can just put out that these, arrange it, experience first and all those things which I told you. And chat GPT will do it and it will directly paste it and it will be done. Right. So this is how you can do it for. Okay, Shandana? Okay, so now important thing is I'll show some of the experience resume for experienced people. Okay, so let's go for the experience one. Just give me a moment. I'm just opening it up. Okay, so so there are two resumes. One is for the mid-year level person. So if you see, this is the resume for 3 years of experience per person. And this is Ayush is actually working in Anchorage right now. He's my cousin actually. So if you see, basically what he has done, he has done college right from there, and then you can see because these he is 3 years of experience or something, right? So education he has mentioned at above, so that's fine because only three below 5 years of experience you can mention it at the top. That is fine. After 5 years of experience, you have to make sure you are putting at the last. Okay, and then you see technical skills are how beautifully it is categorized. Languages, right? Frameworks, databases, operations, and all those things. So you have to do like this. And with companies, you can see these are the software engineer title, and you see with that company also is mentioned the skills, right? But with this, whatever the things I have worked on, the technologies I have worked on, very clearly mentioned it here. So even HR don't need to make sure that read it out those things, right? Apart from that, here he is only talking about the impacts. Design and develop the features of personal loans of products, streamline the journey, achieve a staggering 150 year-on-year increase with total disbursement volume in accessibility and this. Sure. So this is how you can write those things. I have one more thing, very important thing I forgot to tell you guys. Uh, in your resume, not actually write this thing, not get write all these things by the chat GPT or something, right? because ATS system also detect that this is the content is written by the chat GPT, right? And it will detect there is a pilgrimage on this resume, and that is also lower your ATS score. Okay, so this very important that you are not getting the content of your resume from the chat GPT. You can get the help, but ultimately make sure that you are putting in your own words. Okay, and you have to also make sure that you are not doing any spelling mistakes, any grammatical mistakes in the interview, because that have very wrong impact. First impression. Okay, so that is very important. So this is how you can put it here, all the experiences, and here the projects he has done in the college, right? So all those things you can put it here. I think one thing is mentioned. Basically he has done multiple projects, so he just skipped the duration because that is a college duration for that. So that is fine, right? Ultimately, one thing you can do it here, that whatever the passport JS project he has done, he could have mentioned the GitHub profile link for those things, right? So that will be quite beneficial. So that improvement you can do it. Okay. Any question on this part? So this is the resume for 3 to 5 years of experience. Okay, and this is the resume for more than 5 years of experience, right? So this is Vishal. He was basically 7 years of experience. He has created this thing in 2000, I think 15 years pass out. So now you see that right now is 10 years of experience, but you see that how he has make sure those things, all the content details at the top, right? And you see uh, still, right? So they are not too much fancy fonts he has used, very simple fonts, right? Uh, Even I also recommend everyone not to use just use simple Arial or black font here. Don't go for coloring and all those things right now, right? Because resume looks good, but ultimately you have to make sure that your resume is getting passed through the ATS, right? So that is very important. So you have to make sure that font is only Arial and Times and Roman. This you have to make sure. Okay. And see, now you see clearly mentioned that he is having 7 years of experience, and he has just mentioned what are the roles he has done. And here clearly mentioned that in this role he has worked on these skills. Similarly, he was working as software developer too. Now you see clearly mentioned that these are the skills he has worked for. Right. So this is how you can also uh, write it for the experienced person. Okay, so this is how you can write those things. Any confusion on this part? See, line spaces and something, what I told you, right? If you just put so many line spaces and something, what will happen? It will go for 2 pages resume. Tell me, 2 pair resume is not worth it, right? No one is going to look for so many spaces, something. No, ultimately is that you are have to make sure that you are giving all the relevant information here, right? If you see line spaces are, I'm thinking that it's already good, right? If you see everything is clearly mentioned in a new line or something, right? So that will be quite sufficient. If here also, if you see 1 page resume, still good line space, so that will be fine for you as well. You for tech skills, you are saying here, you can format it, but I believe, yeah, here you can have some different formatting. That is fine. Like just like mention, you can like mention like this, but rest of the things content wise it is also okay. So Harsh is saying if there is gap between the B.Tech and the first job, how to tackle it? Just put out the experiences here, right? Everything that from this year to this, just put out everything here, right? Let interviewer to read it. You don't need to tell anything lie over there. You just mention the right duration from this year to this year. I have done this one and all those things, because ultimately your background verification and everything will be happen. If you tell a lie, right? So at that time of background verification, you will be uh, rejected, right? So make sure you're putting everything in the resume correct, right? So not to lie anything on those things. And if someone has asked you in the interview, you should have a story ready for that. Okay. Any confusion till this point of time? Okay. So now coming back to the presentation again, you see that what are the things that we have covered. Some of the tips which I have to cover here. So So first of all, we have to make sure that our resume align with the skills and experience and job requirement. This is we have already done. And highlight the by focusing on the relevant skills and experience, you have to emphasize, make you uniquely qualified for that position. So this is very important. For example, see, one resume most of the time will not work for all the companies. So you have to make sure that which are companies you are targeting, you are before applying for that job, you are actually changing that resume as per the description of that job, making sure that what are the keywords in that job is actually there in your resume as well. Okay, so that will increase the chances of right. But if you are getting referred by someone, right? If there is opening and he's a person is directly sending to the manager or something, so then you can directly send it. That is fine because at that time it normally not go to the ATS because someone has referred you. So that is a good way that is help you here. Okay, but if you are applying through normal career portal or something or by LinkedIn or by Naukri.com by InstaHire, then you have to actually make sure while applying it that it is following all the guidelines mentioned. Okay, I hope everyone got this part. Now, so, very important thing is that let's suppose you added some projects or some certifications and something. So you are just putting uh, the links of this, and apart from that, you have to make sure uh, you before sending it, you are actually doing spelling checking and the grammatical check before actually submitting your resume because that will be very wrong impact and professional presentation. Make sure basically at first impression it looks good and you always have to send a PDF. Okay, not directly send the Word document, always try to send it as a PDF, right? That is highly recommended. Okay. And one more thing, very important is that if you have done any certifications, right, or any professional affiliations, please do mention it. That always have a good impact. Okay, let's suppose you have done some Sun certification or Java certification or any MBA program certification. Please do mention that. Okay, so that is also help you a lot. Yeah. Okay, sample resume I've already shared, chronologicals and all those things. So this is where it's at. Okay, so now anybody who's having any questions related to resume or something, they can unmute yourself and keep asking the questions so I can help you on those things. Yeah, folks. Any questions, guys? Have? Acha, now you one thing that ATS website for the school. Yes, so there are some websites. I can just share you on the chat. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So these are just some of the websites which you can use to check the resumes. So basically, let me open it one for you is. So you can just scan your resume, put out there, and then basically it will run it. It will just give you the ATS score for this, right? This website. Similarly, another website is this one, resumeword.com or Noteplayer. So you can also use these websites also. Okay. Okay. And there are other websites also. Just only not rely on this. There are many websites out there. You have to sign in and you can just upload your resume and you will get the recommendations how you can optimize it. You will get the ATS score, everything by uploading the resume here. Okay. So this is the here. Any other questions apart from this? You want
I Vinit.
some of the samples? Yes.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, is there any free website where we can build our resume rather than this?
I told you this one, right? Free will website for this.
Okay. For this we need template, right? So we can get open source template for experience and all, right?
I've already sent you the template link. You can put it over there and just modify it as per the you.
Okay. And can you please share any reference resume for like after 5 years, 5 plus years?
Yeah, I've just shown you. I've shared all those things here. So do one thing, folks. Since because you guys are coming from multiple groups of WhatsApp, right? So I'm just sharing everything here. So that will be quite helpful for everyone. Just 1 minute. Just download it right away. Just give me a moment.
Company HR are checking like ATS score through any paid website or something else.
Come again. What is
HRs of the like organization, any organization, if they want to check ATS score, so they use some paid
they
website
have
or
their own tools, right? I told you in the work in the presentation, they have actually used the Workday, right? Every company has a collaboration, just like a hacker and platform, no? When
yes, yes, got it.
just like company, I also tie up with the Workday. If you see Salesforce Workday portal is open, Adobe Workday portal is open. Microsoft had its own thing, right? So this is how they are do it, either by having you can say connect with the companies or by in-house their tools they used to do it, but that should not uh, be the concern for you guys, because you can check the ATS score of basically from I would say all the ATS score you can check it free on the online, right? So those all things will be helpful for you guys. So one more thing, let me send all the resumes here in the chat itself. So, so everyone just do one thing, and whatever I'm sending, just copy it right away, because otherwise it will be difficult for you me to collect it, because this is my work laptop somewhere. Right. So just copy all those things. So this will be helpful for you when you are building your resume. Right. Whatever the things that I told, if you follow those things, so that will be more than sufficient for building it. And make sure either you are a experienced person or a fresher, make sure your resume will be of 1 page, maximum 2 page. Only 2 page is for, I will only say, for the person who's having more than 5 to 6 years of experience, only in that case. Okay, rest all I would recommend everyone just follow these things. Okay, any other questions apart from this? Asha, I see there's a couple of questions someone has asked. I is there any question I miss to answer? Let me know. Let me go through the chat if some of the missed. Okay, so it's not missed, right? I think this is already answered. Yeah, Hardik, for 9 years also is one. So see, I am also 10 years of experience and I also have a 1 page of resume. I not mention everything in my resume. I mention only the big project which I have done. right? Because ultimately interview doesn't have a time that it will collaborate with you for each and every project that you have done in your career. You have to just only tell the best project you have done in your career. Okay. Any other thing? I'll give a very simple example, right? If you talk about Virat Kohli, he has make 82 centuries, but only is remember the centuries where he think that he has done some significant contribution like World Cup and something, right? So only the best thing person can remember. So if you write those things in the resume, so that has a good chance that you will be able to explain more beautifully to the interviewer. Okay. If you write many things that you are the part of, then it might be the you can say uh, I think it's not a good point for you because that might also go wrong also in the interview because it might be possible you not remember everything about that project that you have mentioned. Okay, so only mention those where you think that you have delivered something and you are in good position to explain the full project if interviewer asks. Okay, Hardik?
Yeah,
Any other
got it.
any other Chetan, Harshit, Krishna, any other questions? Sam, does I answer all your queries for resume building? If anybody is having anything related to it, you can also ping me directly, or you can stay back after the session. Or if you wanted to show your resume right now to me,
Any
but that is
job
we
application portal where we can apply apart from Naukri or LinkedIn? Any job application portal actively we can apply?
you can apply on the Insta here. This is a very good platform, right?
Okay.
And there is one more platform. One more thing, see how you have to process Insta hire, Naukri.com, LinkedIn. These are the three things, right? And second one is you can apply through your referrals. And third one is basically on the career portals of that company. I suppose you wanted to go in Microsoft or Google, so every company launches their career portal. You can apply over there related to that. Okay, the three ways to go into it. Any other question? Okay, also other than ATS, any specific reason why from LinkedIn we don't get response after we apply? So most of the time, LinkedIn not shows updated job postings, right? So what happened is that every portal is having a link there portal with the LinkedIn APIs or something. So whenever jobs come, so it will got listed in the link, basically LinkedIn. But let's suppose that job get filled or deprioritized, so that update is actually not happened there. So sometime that is also one of the reason. Okay. Any other questions, guys, apart from this? No? Okay. So that's all from my side. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you all for having me. Good night. So any questions you have, you can still ask. I'm still available, right? So I will just end up the call once every person left. So if you wanted to share your resume with me and ask some questions, feel free to do that. I think if there is no question, we can wind up this. Thank you all for joining in. Good night.